chair, get settled in. I love that little earthquake in the beginning. And we'll get started. So this is evening Hatha for all levels, a little stretch, whether it's the middle and beginning of your day. Getting cozy, just getting settled in. If you would like to use blocks or a blanket, you are more than welcome to grab those things. You can adapt this focus, this practice for a little siesta in your bed even. So we've done some different focuses on upper body or connecting with breath, and so we're going to focus on stretches for a sore body. Sometimes when we're sore or after an intense workout or event, the last thing on our mind is to hop back into another workout or fitness or whatnot. And I myself have tried lots of new activities lately, different styles of yoga that I have not done in quite some time. So I know my body itself is also like, we don't want to do a thing, but sometimes that can be the best time for a stretch. So get settled in, and then we're gonna get started. I'm trying to get this. I wish to get this thing so even, and it's like it looks even enough, right? I'm just being a perfectionist now. So let those things go, and we're gonna start with bringing one foot into thigh. Extend and lengthen the opposite leg. We're keeping it restful. So if you want to make something more intense, you're more than welcome, but you don't have to. I'm going to allow my feet to be a little more pointed, the toes pointed away, and be a little more soft. I can still feel the stretch coming up the leg into the inner thigh. And then just going to take a forward fold. So get settled in, get ready. If you're in chair, adapt. So if you're doing a forward fold with the stretch in a chair or seat, then you may just bring one leg in center to keep you balanced, and then you'll have the opposite leg still gently extended and away, and you'll gently forward fold, and if making sure you feel stable in your seat so that you're not tipping yourself. You don't want to tip in your chair, so just being mindful of that. And then of course, if you're in bed, you could be in your bed and adapt as you will. It work similar to the mat. So we'll crawl into that forward fold if you're not already there. Inhaling, exhaling, taking your time, finding your breath. First, thinking about or moving into just lengthening through your spine. So you start to bring awareness and engagement to the belly, the back, the tail, staying connected to the ground, that leg extended out to side, and you're lengthening. The arms are slowly creeping away and breathing. And then continue to lengthen that back as you continue to lengthen and stretch. You maybe feel that stretch deeper and deeper in that extended leg. Start to check in with the jaw, release any tension or tightness in the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. Use your breath to help get a little bit further. And when you feel ready, you can soften or allow the back to round a bit as you forward fold. And then I'm going to creep my stretch out to side over that extended leg. So I'm just walking the hands over. Going to start to feel that stretch on the opposite side of body. And still have the back round and soft for this. Make any adjustments. Inhale and exhale. Fold over that lower body. Check in with the jaw once again. Inhale and exhale. Release any tightness or tension in the jaw, shoulders, or neck. Then when ready, slowly rise. We're going to take that to the opposite side. So inhale and exhale, let go, and then take it to the opposite side. Make any adjustments to the body, and when you're ready, start to forward fold again. Start by lengthening through the spine, allowing that tail to stay connected to ground. Chin tucks a bit to keep the neck in line with the spine. Take your time falling into the asanas with control. We want to stretch, not strain. And eventually, when you go from lengthening through the spine, you allow the body to soften, forward folding. Take a breath at center. Then when you're ready, start to creep those hands over the extended leg. Lengthen, adjust your center and body, and then exhale, forward fold. Don't be afraid to make any adjustments to your body as it requests. You don't have to find complete stillness. You don't have to feel like you're stuck. If something feels a little off, reset, breathe, find your last couple breaths. And then when ready, roll up nice and slow. We're going to keep the leg that's extended now nice and long, but we're going to kick it back behind us. So I'm going to maneuver how I am on my mat. Do what you need. So the front leg may come from the inside of hips just for a moment. That extended leg goes back so that you have possibly, depending, like I have my right leg in front, rolling into a pigeon pose. Find a high pigeon first to get adjusted. And then start to level out the hips. So the front knee and hips, you're going to want them to kind of center and align so that you get comfortable or you get into, there might be a little bit of discomfort, but just stretching, not straining. You're going to maybe feel the stretch in the extended leg. Now, people use different support blocks and pillows and whatnot here as you feel the stretch and you adjust the hips. So it's almost like you're pulling one hip back and you're pushing the other forward. And then when you feel like you've gotten in that good spot, and all our bodies are different, so it may adjust as you need, you'll maybe find that low pigeon. Fall and breathe with control. Find your breath, connect in your pigeon pose. And even when you go into your low pigeon, still check in with the hips, the thighs. How's everything feeling? Do things feel off? I know for me, I get, my body gets a little interesting in pigeon. It goes into like this tense kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that kind of move, or defense system, and it's kind of been automatic, so it's clearing what I need to, working with it, and taking my time for adjustments in pigeon. So it gets, my body gets really weird about opening in the hips. I've always had very like tight hips and waist and groin area, just from sports and different workouts and running. So it's working with that and then allowing the body to go, okay, now this is safe. Let's soften here and work with it. So just taking my time, remembering to breathe. So you can stay low if that is what you're feeling today, or you could bring it up high once again and adjust the body. And then if you'd like, you could move into a twist or a grab of the back leg, kind of a nice king pigeon, different variation. So, and there are many ways I've shown this before on how to get into that. You could use a strap to wrap around that foot and leg and kind of toss it back there and help lift the knee. Or you could just work with your body. You might put a pillow or cushion underneath the knee that's extended for support. So for me, it's actually not even the leg or the knee that I'm focusing on. It's getting my hips and waist and groin area to be okay with that lift. Our muscles are like one giant muscle connected. So mine tends to like freak out. So it's getting it up there, seeing how, because I start to feel it move up the thigh, getting that body comfortable with that, reaching back, and then breathing, making any adjustments that are necessary, and then just being soft with it. I don't have to fully pull that leg nice and close if it's not feeling that right now. I can work with my body, breathe into it, and eventually my body wants to soften into the ground. Some people put pillows and blankets there, breathing. And it just tells me that there's something that, I can pay a little bit more attention to with my history and my own traumas and things in life. No surprise, I hold a lot of tension and things in that zone. So it's learning to work with that and just kind of checking in with self. Like, what do I need? What is my body asking of me to prep before I even move into this pose? And then releasing when ready. We're going to take the front leg back, be soft to move, have the hand support, rise up if you did a low pigeon still, lift that extended leg knee back, take the other leg back, find a quick plank, and then switch it out. Work with the body again, start with that high pigeon, find your breath, and then when ready, you can take it to a low pigeon. Make adjustments in the hips and the waist. You may notice some differences from one side to the other. Release any of that tightness or tension in the jaw. Take your time, there's no rush, no hurry. Work with the body, reset if you need. Body is requesting that. Check in with the hips. Breathe, and then option to, of course, lift up. Make adjustments there, and option to grab that back leg with the knee lift if you choose. And even if you don't want to grab that leg, you could just focus and start with lifting and bending at the knee, because that's going to tap into the thighs and the muscles there. And so that might be enough. Your body might be like, oh, hello, that's enough. And then if you're feeling good, adapt and check in with self, make any adjustments, and then go to reach behind if you choose. Take your few breaths, and then gently release. Now that side has come a long way. That side is like, oh, that feels cool. So we're going to release. We're going to go ahead and extend the front leg back, find that plank. I'm going to adjust by coming onto my mat. And then we're going to find our first downward dog. So take your time, find your downward dog and breathe. Take any movements that your body's requesting. Then return to all fours. Knees mat width apart, Balasana, child's pose. Find any cleansing breaths if they are calling you, another breath. And then rise. Come back to all fours. Take any crescent moons here, some side to sides. Check in with that belly button. Maybe you find some cat cows, or just maybe just move the body from one side to the other. Then we're going to go ahead, we're going to kick the legs out to side. We're going to come back on our tails. We're going to extend the legs out in front of us. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the feet, shake the feet out. Take any other movements that are calling you. And let's find a seated staff pose. So flex the toes towards the sky, legs are long, hands come to sides. Press the palms into mat. Maybe a little lift in that tail, shoulders away from the ears. Chin tucked just a tad. Keep that neck in alignment with spine. Feel all the sides of hands and palms connecting to the mat. Reset if you need. And release. We're going to go ahead and work on a half lotus on each side. So once again, we're thinking of pulling one leg in, and then we're going to go ahead and allow the other leg to come in close, but we're going to pull it and place it on top of the thigh. We're just doing prep for full lotus by doing half lotuses. It's a little bit more soft, a little bit more gentle. And we're going to really take some time to find some deep breaths here. So you have different variations of your half lotus you can go into. It could be that you just take one leg on top and maybe it sets at different parts of the leg or the thigh. Or maybe you work on really bringing it in close to the thigh or getting that foot, the heel past out to side. Take it where your body requests. And then just have the hands kind of placed onto the thighs, the knees, what have you. Relax the upper body, still being in connection with that center. Elongating through the spine. You can close the eyes here. You're going to feel that stretch, especially on that top leg, possibly. And then just breathe and focus your energy, focus your breath moving in to that top leg, into that hip. You could even give yourself a little kind of little sensual kind of massage there to help ease the muscles, letting go your tightness and tension. Your breath can take you to places that you didn't expect. Adjust or reset if you need. Just breathing, getting out any soreness. It's a lot of the time we're extending, we're lengthening, we're doing leg extensions, arm extensions. We're going into standing, but we don't realize in learning to also find these close preparatory asanas that help us really when we're getting ready to bind or move deeper within ourselves into certain asanas, like a sukhasana spinal twist or a full lotus or cow face pose or what have you. The Gomukha Kasana. I always get that one. That one has not been in my brain for a while. Focusing on that. Practice the Sanskrit still. Uh, that can really open you up too. So you're feeling this in your hips, you're feeling this in your legs. It's a different way to have some hip openers going on and stretch the body. So go ahead and gently release. Use the hands to support the legs. Extend that same leg out to give it a little stretch, give it a little release, and then switch it out. So that top leg is going to come to bottom. Extend and lengthen that top leg. Maybe give it some more little toe wiggles or ankle circles. And then when ready, go ahead and find that half lotus with that leg now being on top. Maybe that leg comes, anywhere close. Maybe it just comes in to center or rides the thigh or goes out to side. Make your adjustments as you need. That back foot maybe is back by the tail. So whatever your body is calling, you can adjust it as you go. I tend to move mine outward as we go in to the pose deeper and getting a sense of where my body's at. Once again, this is the leg when I'm in pigeon. My body kind of wants to tense up and kind of jump away from itself when I go into king pigeon or variations. And I can tell this leg, it's tighter. The knee kind of hits stands up a bit more, sticks out a bit more than my opposite leg. So it's really just like kind of like, wow, what do I still need as I'm stretching and releasing and letting go of the soreness in my body from my past workouts of the day before or the morning of? Where should I be paying special attention? So for me, it would be looking up some stretches and things for the front of the leg, the front of the thigh, the groin, all that good stuff, the glutes. So just breathe, release, take any cleansing breaths that you need. Make any adjustments. Maybe you feel your body start to open. Maybe use your hands to support and press down on the lower body a bit. Sometimes it can also be envisioning that piece or that body relaxing, opening. I do that especially when I'm working on things like prep for handstands or even headstands. I envision moving in to those handstands, and even if my body doesn't fully get it, it helps me to see that goal and start to bring it to life. So whether you call it, manifesting or visualizing or the goal, whatever, you get there. You visualize it and figure out that, you don't even have to figure out, you just work toward the how do I get there, but you don't have to get lost in the question itself. You just do the work, take the action. So when I see that my body, I would love to have a lotus, and I'm understanding that these parts of my body are a little bit more tight. It's like, okay, that signals the how do I get there, and so for the action, taking the steps, stretching, taking the time, so to release the tight muscles. Find those last breaths, and then when ready, gently release. Use the hands for support. We're going to go ahead and take both legs out in a nice wide leg V or white leg sit. More than welcome to use the wall to open up further. So if I wanted to use the wall behind me, I would just be facing it, and I would slowly allow my body to move in, move in, move into it, and get a little deeper. Now, if you want to keep it more calm, this is the Hatha evening practice. You can keep it a little more nice and kind to your body, getting that stretch. We're going to inhale, lengthen through that spine. We're going to think of that lengthening and growing tall, not rounding the back yet. Inhale, exhale, breathing through as you start to forward fold. Your feet may be still soft, or you maybe flex them. It's up to you. But me instantly feeling where that tightness is in the body, keeping the spine long, shoulders low, chin tucked just a tad. Inhale, exhale, and breathing. And a few more breaths. Allow your upper body to soften over the lower body, opening on its own time. When ready, gently, slowly rise. We're going to think of that flip like we did into pigeon, but instead we're going to go ahead and find ourselves a low lunge. So I'm going to go towards my right, just choose a side, use the hands for support, adjust the body as you need. I tend to flip my legs a bit interestingly. And I start to bend my front leg. I find that pigeon. That foot, though, goes underneath instead of near the hip or the groin. I lift up, tail goes back, and then I welcome that low lunge. So there's some steps there, and I already have my back leg connected to mat. It can stay there, or you can lift up. It's up to you. I'm going to drop my knee, allow that back foot to go flat. I'm going to raise the arms towards the sky, finding an A or warrior one arms. Stretching now through the upper body. The hands, the palms don't have to connect, but they can. Feel the center. Do your best to check in with that center, allowing to feel that stretch, that opening there. Also that strengthening with that foot connected to floor. Release the hands down outside of either side of the leg. We're going to lift up, or the foot, lift up that back leg. Adjust the footing. Rise to high lunge. Arms go high once again. Palms can connect and come to heart. Can take a twist outside that front leg if you choose. Then take it back. We're going to lower everything back down to mat. We're going to extend and lengthen that front leg. Lift the toes up so the foot comes onto the heel. Half split. Breathe. Find rest in this pose and stretch. Hands can be at center. Hands can be towards the feet, forward folding. Then when ready, gently lift. Bring that foot back and through. Find all fours for a moment. Switch out the legs. Low lunge, opposite side now. Back foot can be flat. Adjust that front foot, knee over ankle, heel, what have you. Over the heel. Take the arms high. Palms can connect if they choose. You may notice that your arms may be moved a little bit more with ease. Floating towards the ceiling or sky. Option, take the hands down around both sides of the feet. Lift up off that back knee. Find your low lunge. Take a moment here. Feel a little stretch in the groin and then lift up to high lunge. I call it more like a medium lunge. Hands go high. Palms to heart. Take a twist if you choose. Because you're like, not as low as a lunge, but we're not fully high in the high lunge. And return to center. Release the hands. Take it back to half split. Breathe and release. Let go. When ready, go ahead and find your footing. Take that foot back. And we're going to go ahead and take the hands forward. We're going to find belly. Hands go down to sides. Forehead can connect to mat or side of the cheek. Breathe. Hands come up. Lift up for an up dog. And lift the tail. Come back to all fours. We're going to find those toes once again. Hands are going to come back or adjust as you need. We're going to find downward dog. Take anything you need in your downward dog, then welcome stillness. Then walk the hands forward. Walk the feet forward. I am just getting all the body parts mixed up today. Walk the feet forward towards the hands. Bring the hands back. You're going to find an Uttanasana. You'll find some bending or unbending of the knees, some stretching of the toes, some wiggles, possibly some heel lifts, some toe lifts, whatever you need. We're going to find monkey pose, halfway lift. Flat back, exhale, forward fold. Then if you'd like, you can come sideways on the mat. Take the feet a little bit wide. You're going to find yourself just moving into a forward fold, wide leg forward fold. Feet can be facing forward, or you can have the toes pointed out a little bit. Hands can be connected through center, or you can allow that head to invert lower. Take the hands through and past the body underneath. Come back to center. We're going to creep heel toe, those feet close together once again. Uttanasana. Release. Monkey pose, halfway lift. Exhale. Uttanasana. Fingertips come back down to mat. We're going to lift off the heels onto the toes. Get a stretch, and then lift off the toes onto the heels. Get a stretch, bring them back to Uttanasana center. We're going to go ahead and take it low once again, finding garland pose. So adjust the footing, take it a little bit wide, maybe hips wide, toes pointing out. Drop the tail, make any adjustments, and then settle into your garland pose. Grounding pose. Check in with self, adjust the footing if you need. I tend to lean a little bit forward in my garland, so I'm learning to find that peace with taking it back further. So maybe taking the feet a little bit wider so that I can come up through center a bit more and breathe. Finding that strength with all sides of feet connected to ground. Take a breath. And then when ready, release the hands. Take the tail to one side, the feet once again, extend and lengthen out in front. Shake the legs, shake the toes, shake the hands and fingers. Gonna go ahead and come back to center, find Sukhasana, easy seated pose. We're gonna take the hands out forward and up towards the sky, inhaling up. Exhale, twist, seated spinal twist. When ready, return back to center, arms go high. Inhale up, exhale, seated spinal twist, opposite side. And arms return to center, going high, vision can follow. Stretch and lengthen. Exhale, palms connect. Come down to heart. Option to stay in Sukhasana, or you have the option to gently move into your moment of peace or Shavasana. So you could gently allow the legs to go long and go to slow to side and then come to your back. Maybe the knees go in and you find a little massage in the spine. Maybe take a full body stretch. And then you just welcome that stillness and softness into the body, grounding you more into your seat or into your bed or your mat, wherever the earth beneath you. Let go. And our palms will face up this time. So even if you're grounding in, we're going to be open to the universe, open to the earth around us, allowing and thinking and offering it gratitude for assisting us in our healing, for our bodies, for our stretch, for this time for self-care. Really allow the body to soften. Start to welcome silence in your space. Every breath, you can still find a cleansing breath if you need a ujjayi, a deep inhale through the nose and then a deep exhale through the mouth. In your last few breaths, if you took Shavasana and corpse pose or your moment for peace lying down, and then start to welcome movement and awareness in the physical body and make your way back onto your side if you're not there already. And then make your way into seated with closed eyes if you're not there already. No rush, no hurry, awakening the body, welcoming that awareness to it once again. Settle into your seated pose. We're going to bring awareness into that spine once again. Then we're going to welcome the palms connecting outside of heart, thumbs connecting. We're going to welcome a deeper dive and connection with the universe, welcoming an Om on our exhale. So prepare the body. Take any movements, any stretches, anything requesting release. And then when ready, inhale and exhale. Aligning with the universe's vibration and frequency. Welcoming silence for guidance and to release all the noise. Let any of the noise go. Welcome relaxation into the muscles and body. Go of heaviness and stress and tension and tightness with every breath. And may this flow ease you into the rest of your day with light, peace, smiles, and love. Namaste. So take your time, go to slow to open the eyes if they're not already open. Release the hands. Take any other last minute asanas or stretches or shakes that are calling you. Thank you for joining me for this evening Hatha. There are plenty of replays in the playlist. Wednesday evening Hatha. If you're looking for more, if you have questions, drop a comment, leave a comment, let me know, or connect with me on Instagram at Carmina Smiles. Otherwise, take care. See ya next time. If you're looking for some live yoga, I do have some live dates coming up in the Midwest. So go ahead and check those out. I've dropped them in the community page, and I'll re-drop them because there was an update on one of the Louisville dates. It said June 10th. It is July 10th. So July. It'll follow always after Columbus. So check that out and be in touch soon.